The Seahawks have won the Super Bowl. How Pullman police say celebrations turn dangerous for citizens and furniture alike.
WSU enrollment has been released. Why record low enrollment could actually be trending in the right direction. Coming up.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Welcome into Murrow News 8 this fine Monday evening. I'm Norma Fulweiler.
And I'm Peyton Yeager.
The city of Pullman is still in celebration mode after the Seahawks take home their second Lombardi Trophy in Super Bowl 60. Amongst all the celebration, the Pullman police had an action-packed shift following the game and released a statement. This statement was referring to the WSU tradition of setting couches on fire following football victories in front yards and streets near campus. A couch fire got out of control around 7:30 p.m. last night when students realized fireworks were added to the flame. Luckily, no one was injured. The police and fire departments are asking students to refrain from the dangerous tradition as it puts surrounding residents and property at risk.
A Pullman man pled guilty to second-degree murder in a Whitman County court Friday. 31-year-old Jorge Amezcua was accused in the shooting of Darcy Taylor Spranklin in an abandoned university frat house over a year ago. Amezcua was facing life in prison for the murder, but after the plea deal, he looks to face a decade to around 18 years in prison. The family of the victim supports a smaller sentence.
Joey Nestegard, Executive Vice President of Schweitzer Engineering Laboratories in Pullman, has been elected chair of the Board of Directors for the Employee-Owned Corporations of America. Nestegard has served as an ESCA board member since 2022 and completed 2 years as a chair-elect.
WSU spring enrollment is holding steady this semester, making the smallest decrease since the COVID pandemic. Pullman campus enrollment is off by 200 students from last spring, the lowest since 2006. Spring enrollment at WSU had record highs during the pandemic, with nearly 29,500 students enrolled.
Calling all Murrow students. The Murrow Ambassador Program has opened their applications for next school year. This is a chance to get involved and gain leadership experience by sharing your story with current and future Murrow students. Here's what one ambassador has to say.
So I like being a Murrow ambassador because it gives me opportunities to meet the faculty and staff that I otherwise wouldn't be able to meet in like journalism or PR because I'm an advertising major, and it allows me to be a leader to the younger students or students who maybe are my age and still need some help. And you guys should join because it gives you great leadership opportunities and allows you to be more comfortable in some soft skills that are needed in your future jobs.
Applications are due on March 15th, and more information can be found on the Murrow Ambassador Instagram. Coming up, a new restaurant coming to Pullman.
And will the winter continue to be mild? Next, after the break.
Amount of waste, an impossible task ahead of fixing our beloved planet. But change can't happen if you do nothing. So here's where you should start. Reduce. Why? Because Americans produce more than 200 million tons of waste every year, and you don't want to add to that. Reuse. Why? Because reusing and repurposing cuts back on unnecessary waste, and it gives things a chance at new life. Recycle. Why? Because recycling creates jobs, it helps our community, and it helps our planet. And after doing all this, what will we be left with? We'll be left with a planet that will slowly start to heal. We'll be left with more money in our pockets. We'll be left with more opportunity for work. And most importantly, we're left with hope for the future. So reduce, reuse, recycle.
An Indian restaurant is taking over the old foundry downtown. We sent our reporter Tyler Kolbis to check it out. Tyler?
Thanks, guys. I'm here outside Namaste Indian Kitchen and Cocktails for their grand opening, which in fact happens tomorrow. I saw them earlier. They were bringing in a bunch of supplies, getting ready for their big day tomorrow. In fact, they have a big special, 10% off tomorrow only for their grand opening. I've never really been a big fan of Indian food, but I have to try it when I get out of class. I'm really excited to see what they got, and their menu looks amazing. From Pullman, Washington, I'm Tyler Kolbis, Murrow News 8.
Thanks, Tyler. With Valentine's Day rapidly approaching, many are left without a Valentine and will not be expecting a gift. However, from 5 to 6:30 p.m., today, the Aging Club will be holding a card-making event in Pullman. Located in Q219, citizens of the Palouse may swing by and write letters and create candy bags for those in hospice and caregivers.
Speaking of Valentine's Day, hopefully Grace has some good news for you outdoorsy lovebirds. We'll be tossing it to her for your weather forecast.
Thanks, guys. Looking into the weather today, we're sitting at about 40 degrees. It's going to be a little windy out there, about 15 to 22 mile wind burst, so it's definitely feels colder than it actually is. There also will be some fog tonight, so do keep that in mind if you're going to be driving. Now, looking over into the forecast tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit warmer and a little bit sunnier than today, sitting at about 45, and there will be some wind, but it won't be as extreme, so it should feel a little bit closer to that actual temperature. Now, looking across to the state map, starting on the west side in Seattle, it's going to be about 50 degrees over there, and it's looking a little bit less cloudy. For your Seahawks fans, going into Wednesday, I did go ahead and look at those conditions. It's going to be absolutely beautiful, about 50 degrees and sunny for that championship parade. Now, going over into the Central Washington, Olympia, our capital. It's going to be a little bit rainier there, about 50 degrees though, similar with that temperature. Now moving into Central Washington with the Tri-Cities, about 40 degrees, a little bit warmer. Now Eastern Washington, closer to home, Spokane's looking about 43 degrees, a little bit more mild, and then similar over here, low 40s. Now moving into the 5-day forecast for you guys, it's going to be similar, as I said, to tomorrow, about 45, but it does get warmer on Wednesday, sitting at about 45 degrees into Thursday and Friday as well. Now Saturday, there's going to be a mix of rain and snow. That's all I have for you guys at the weather desk, looking like a beautiful Washington week here. I'll send it back to the desk for news updates.
While the Super Bowl celebrations will continue throughout the week, WSU has a key matchup with state rival Gonzaga tomorrow night.
And WSU baseball season has arrived, and the team has a big matchup of their own. Logan has the stories and more coming up.
How's it going, folks? I'm your sports anchor for the day, Logan Sear, and here's what we got for you. The Washington State Cougars will travel 78 miles north of Spokane and face off against the number 12 Gonzaga Bulldogs Tuesday at 8 p.m. The game will be played at McCarthy Athletic Center live on ESPN2. The Cougars will look to snap an 8-game losing streak dating back to 2011 against the Zags. Good luck, boys. Baseball is back for Wazoo, and the WSU baseball team is heading to Tuscaloosa to open up a 3-game series versus the Crimson Tide. First pitch begins on the 13th at 2 p.m., with that series closing out on the 15th. WSU is 1-3 against Alabama all time, but in 1950, we beat them in the College Baseball World Series. You can watch the game on SEC Network Plus. We're wishing them very well this season. And why don't you go ahead and bring that Lombardi back to Seattle, because the Seahawks have won the Super Bowl. In a 29-13 win over the Patriots, the Seahawks walked away with the Super Bowl MVP, being Kenneth Walker, the first running back to take that award since Terrell Davis in 1998. The Seahawks offense started and ended with Walker, as he finished with 27 rushes for 135 yards. He also added 2 catches for 26 yards, which isn't bad, but Chris Collinsworth will tell you he's pretty awful at that. Mike McDonald and the Seahawks defense, otherwise known as the dark side, also dominated while they put up some historical numbers. They finished with 7 sacks, 2 interceptions, and one of those returned for a touchdown and a forced fumble. The Patriots offense struggled to block the Seahawks defense as they blitzed heavily and wreaked havoc on Drake May in the backfield with a 58% pass rush win rate. This is the second Super Bowl win for the Seahawks in franchise history, and it could not have come at a better time. They beat their division rivals multiple times, got some sweet revenge on the Patriots, and to top it all off, they won in Levi Stadium, which is home of the 49ers. The Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl parade will take place February 11th at 11 a.m., starting at the 4th Avenue going through downtown. Speaking of the Super Bowl, a fellow Coug was a driving factor in the team's success. Abraham Lucas, the former WSU tackle, played every single snap on offense and 4 special team snaps in the win last night. Here's what Lucas had to say about the win.
That's in the history books, and for the hometown team, it's so incredible. I'm so grateful. I mean, we had a good game plan going in. They have a hell of a defense, and we just made it happen. So amazing stuff.
And if you're wondering how people felt about the halftime show, our reporter, Abraham Daniel, went around campus asking students how they felt about it. Abe, take it away.
Perfect. The Super Bowl 60 halftime show is in the books, and let's see what fellow Cougs think of the show.
I definitely thought that the people with the plants covering them were really interesting, and I was kind of like giggling about that. And I wish they spent a little more time on each of the songs, but other than that, I really liked it.
And I thought it was good. I think it was definitely really like creative and very different and out there. I mean, the wedding was not something you see every day. I thought Bad Bunny did good. At least kind of recently, the NFL too, there's been a lot more players kind of not just American descent, and I think that's cool to see, just kind of different cultures coming together.
I thought it was very good. Not my personal type of music, but I enjoyed it. Gotcha. I don't really listen to any modern music, so I mean.
Gotcha. So who would be your dream person then?
I mean, if Neil Peart was still alive, definitely Rush.
There you go.
I'm Abraham Daniel with Murrow News 8.
Coming up, we will find out what national day it is today. Stay tuned.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back. If you're someone constantly fighting digital clutter, today's for you. It's National Clean Out Your Computer Day, where experts recommend going through junk or duplicate emails, files, photos, and more to clear out space. The day was created back in 2000 by the Institute for Business Technology. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely need to clear out my email. What do you guys think?
As much as it gives me a headache, I absolutely have to go through my junk mail and unsubscribe from, Bath & Body Works, TJ Maxx, Starbucks, all of those places that love to give you those spam emails. I am such a victim of the spam emails in my inbox. Anyway, thank you so much for turning into this episode of Murrow News 8. Make sure to check us out on our social medias and have a great rest of your evening.